My name is Tejal Kachalia. I'm 39 years old and I'm an independent stained glass artist based in Harrow, London.
I've always been passionate about art as a subject, but glass as a medium has always challenged me compared to any other form of art. Stained glass is a traditional form of glass art. It definitely comes from England back in the medieval era, and it spread across Europe, and now it's quite a well known art across the world, particularly in the States. It's a beautiful form of art using combination of colored glass soldering techniques, and there you have a beautiful stunning piece which can be used for decorative purposes or for window panels. What inspired me to start this is my passion towards doing something handmade. My love towards glass art in general, and also I always feel I'm working with a piece of history whenever I'm working on stained glass, because there's so much to learn. Whether you're doing a restoration project or you're creating a new panel, I believe there's lots to learn, and it never bores me. It's been over a few years now. Six years is where I would say my journey began. So this was back in 2012 and 2013, where after my work I enrolled myself at St. Mary's in Russell Square. That class was so interesting that even though the hours were from 6 to 9, but by the time I completed the course, at 9 p.m. I felt like I just started. So the 3 hours felt like 3 minutes. And that's where I discovered this is not only something I enjoy, but this is something I'm passionate towards, because I didn't even feel for a minute any sense of boredom. I've always been working as a project manager in corporate world. This was back from 2004 onwards till up till 2014.
I was slowly, or I would say gradually, getting pulled away from the corporate world and more towards the art world. And that's how I gradually moved, or you would say transitioned from a corporate full time worker to an artist.
Predominantly, there are four steps in the traditional form of stained glass. The first step is to design your pattern or use an existing template, right? What piece you're creating. The next step is to cut the pieces and also use the color palette and make a choice of your colors. Once you finish cutting pieces of the glass, then you would shape them using a grinder, a tool, a very handy tool, invention of 19th century, which made all the stained glass artists' life easier. The third step involves copper foiling or using a lead cane if you're doing a leaded window panel. And the last step, of course, is soldering. So these are the main steps involved in a typical stained glass project. It comes in 100 watts, which is the ideal recommended watts that needs to be used in stained glass. The other tools which I use in stained glass is definitely a lead knife. This helps me to cut a piece of lead. Polishing is a very important step and probably the final step in stained glass projects, because it protects the solder for longer duration from any oxidization or anything that can harm your piece, and also it makes your piece look even more shinier and more beautiful. It was quite an interesting journey. I used my determination, my passion and interest in this specific field, which led me to work towards and believing in myself. It's very important whenever you do anything to believe in yourself, because if you believe in what you're doing, the world will believe in you. So I feel more than the process or steps, I would say it's sheer determination and passion of whatever you're doing. Took me some while to set up my studio, because I needed a space where I can walk around freely. I had the tools accessible and also something inspiring. That's why I ensured that this studio is set up in a very natural surroundings, as you would have seen earlier. It's a beautiful place to come and work. You can stay focused, detached to the world, but yet connected. So it took me a while, but this is where I am. I've set up my studio. I get lots of inspiration from youth, young people, their enthusiasm, their perspective about modern lifestyle. Definitely, I gain a lot of experience from young people around. Prior to the pandemic, I had a regular workshop throughout the week. I would say every alternative day, and the weekends were dedicated only for beginner stained glass group. It starts from age 12 all the way till 76. Yeah, so it's quite a wide range, and this is where I find there is future in stained glass, because it can be done by any age group. I get lots of inspiration from my students, and also I feel I've helped them in many ways, not only in completing their projects but also instilling that confidence, because many times I've seen they give up midway. I would like lots of young people showing interest in this form of art, because there's so many skills that you will be learning, and they are transferable skills such as soldering, cutting a piece of glass, which can come in handy if you're doing any DIY work at home. You do learn a lot, and the satisfaction of completing project, believe you me, it is very, very rewarding. So I would recommend young people to invest a lot in handmade or any craft courses that they think they have interest in, whether it's woodwork or even glass or pottery. I have displayed in a number of places within the borough of Harrow. Harrow Art Center is one of the places. In Pinner, we have a vegan cafe called Ahimsa. So my pieces were on display out there, and every year I do take part in the Pinner Sketch Club annual exhibition. And in London, I did exhibit in a handmade British store in London King's Cross. I do want to be one of London's renowned stained glass artists. I believe in one has to be flexible and adaptable. So immediately I would not, I don't see myself going back to corporate world, but you never know. I mean, the pandemic has taught all of us many things. You never know how things are going to change in the coming few years. So I say never say no to anything. So I'm quite open-minded with what was going to come ahead.